Hello friends, welcome to the object oriented programming series, and this video we are going to explain about inheritance and pointers. So review of last videos we had done with introduction to object oriented programming. Now we are going for understanding the inheritance in C++ with its type and protected data members. So after this video, you will surely be implementing the program with the use of inheritance and get acquainted with various different types of inheritance. So inheritance in C++ is a mechanism which provides the power of reusability and extendability. That is, it is a process by which one object can acquire the properties of another object, thus making it reusable and extensible. Inheritance is a process by which new classes called derived classes are created from an existing base classes. So base class shares the property to the derived class and derived class acquires the properties of the base class. This allows the creation of hierarchical classification. So advantage of inheritance is it saves memory, time, frustration, again increases the reliability of code and saves the developing and testing efforts. To increase the reusability of code and to make further usable for another classes, we use concept of inheritance. So inheritance is having two definitions, that is base class and derived class. A base class is the one which defines those qualities which are common to all objects and which is shared to the others, that is those qualities are defined which is common to all objects which are derived from base. The base class represents the most general description and the class that is inheriting the properties is referred to as a base class. A derived class in opposite is the one which is derived from the base class and usually referred to as derived class. It includes all the features of generic base class and then adds the quality specific to its own. And a class that does the inheriting or acquires the property of the base class is called derived class. Derived class can be used as a base class for another derived class. In C++, inheritance is achieved by allowing one class to incorporate another class into its declaration. As per we have seen while defining the classes or declaring the classes that we have two access modes of visibility specifiers, that is public and private. So C++ is also having the access modes for inheritance, but inheritance includes one mode, that is protected access specifier. As known to you, that is public members are directly accessible by all the users of the class or by the non-member functions, member functions. Private members are not at all accessible by the non-member functions, they are accessible only by the users of the class, that is the member functions. And a protected data members are directly accessible by the member functions also, by the derived member functions also, but not by the non-member functions. Inheritance syntax is you have to declare a class, base class, and to derive the properties you need a derived class which has a syntax specification as class, derived class, colon, access specifier and base class. Here access specifier mentions that if base class is sharing the property to the derived class, in which way it is sharing, whether it is sharing publicly, that is making everything public, or whether it is sharing the properties privately, that means it wants to share the properties to the derived class but in private manner which will remain only till the derived class, or it will share its property in a protected manner. Protected manner means it will share the properties to derived class and the derived class of this derived class. So example, class C polygon. As you can see, a class C rectangle colon public C polygon refers C polygon is a base class and C rectangle is a derived class, where C rectangle is acquiring the properties of C polygon publicly so that it can share whatever it is accessing by from C polygon, it can share to the other non-member functions also. Now we'll see through a program. If I declare a class A which is having data member integer m, I am taking a constructor which is initializing value m is equal to 0. Two functions are taken as member function of class A, in and out. These member functions are defined outside the class using class name and scope resolution operator, and this completes class A, which is known as a base class. Similarly, we declare a class B as derived class since we are writing class B colon public A. That is, class B is acquiring the property of class A publicly, so that whatever class B is sharing to it, that is in and out function, can be accessed by class B as well as by non-member functions also through class B. Then class B is having its own constructor B n is equal to 0 and input function and output function. Define the input and output function for B class. So B class is known as a derived class. Now the magic of inheritance, see that in main function, to access the in function and out function of class A, we are not creating the object of A class, only the object is created, that is of B class. So B class object obj is accessing the in function and out function, though they belong to A class. Why? Because A class is sharing its property to B class, sharing its functions to B class, so that B class, and it is sharing the properties publicly. That means if in function and out function is shared to class B, then it gives the permission that B can share it to main function also. That is why through B class object I am accessing obj.in and obj.out. Whereas input and output belongs to its own class, that is why through the object it can access, there is no issue in accessing. So first we need to create an object of derived class, call the function of base class using the object of derived class. So this was a small similar program, and we have to see about the different types of inheritance. There are 5 basic types of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical, multi-level and hybrid inheritance. We will understand one by one. That single inheritance means there will be only one base class and one derived class. So here shape is a base class and line is a derived class which is acquiring the properties of shape. Second is hierarchical inheritance, where you have one base class and more than one derived class. So for example, here I am having two derived class 1 and derived class 2. Shape is acting as a base class and line and circle are acting as derived classes of class shape, but there is no relation between line and circle. Third type of inheritance is multiple inheritance, where there will be more than one base classes and only one derived class. So I am having multiple base classes, line, circle and polygon, and there is one derived class, that is shape. So shape is acquiring the properties of all 3 base classes. Next comes multi-level, where you have levels of inheritance, that is one base class and one derived class. Then that derived class becomes the base class of another class. So here you can see that shape is a base class of polygon, polygon is a derived class of shape, and then polygon turns as a base class of triangle, and triangle becomes the derived class of polygon. So it is having a level. This is known as multi-level inheritance. Lastly, we have hybrid inheritance, which is a combination of different types of inheritance, that is either multi-level or hybrid, or multiple and hybrid, or multiple and multi-level. So this type of inheritance, where I am having a base class, polygon and circle. So we are having hierarchical inheritance here, where polygon and circle are deriving the property of shape class. This is hierarchical inheritance, and this is derived class 1. Now if I see that from polygon and circle I derive another class, area. So this is multiple inheritance. So combination of hierarchical inheritance and multiple inheritance is there in this example. So polygon becomes the base class for area, again circle also becomes the base class for area, and area becomes the derived class of polygon and circle. So, I am having a multiple inheritance and a hierarchical inheritance combination. This is known as hybrid inheritance. Let's now see a program on single inheritance so that we understand how to implement a program of single inheritance. So, consider that we are using class student, which is having data members, roll number and marks. Now, these roll number and marks are taken as protected members now. In the public section, I am declaring the defining the constructor student, which is initializing the value to the roll number, and marks as an array of 5 elements. Then input function and output function and calculate function are declared in the class student. So, students becoming as a parent class or base class, and now we are going to have a result as a derived class of student. So, this is an example of single inheritance. Note the use of protected access specifier here. That means roll number and marks will be accessible by only result class, but they cannot be accessed by the main function directly or indirectly. Now, here student data members in function has been defined. We are taking the roll number and marks of 5 subjects using for loop, then displaying the value again the similar manner, roll number and marks of 5 subjects. So, these are the defining of member functions of class student outside the class. Calculate function is also defined outside the class, where I am calculating the marks as sum is equal to sum plus marks of I and returning the sum. Now, this has completed all the definitions of the member functions of class student. Now, we come with result class. While defining the result class, we declare it as class result colon public student, thus making it as a derived class, and taking the float percentage as a data member of result class. Inside the public member, we are taking the constructor which assigns 0 to the percentage data member, and the result is a derived class or child class. Next, we have void display function. Inside the class only, we have not closed the result class, but we have a display function which we are defining inside, which calls out function and calculate function, and which gives you the result and percentage. Now, if you observe the out function and calculate functions, these are the functions which are belonging to class student, but class result is accessing these functions directly using out and calculate. It does not have to use any object to access those functions. Why? Because it is acting as a result class, is a derived class of student class. Inside the main also, we just create an object of result class as a result R, and then access R dot in. When R dot in function is being called, okay, when R dot in function is being called, observe the changes in the arrows. As soon as R dot in function is called, inside it will call the in function of, it will call the in function of student class, and as enter the roll number, we enter 1, enter marks of 5 subjects. Now, when you call the display function, as soon as you call the display function R dot display, it directly goes and calls out function. When you call out function, it will display and calculate function. Now, out function goes and calculates the out function displays the roll number and marks of 5 subject, and calculate function will calculate the sum of all the marks, and then the percentage is being displayed. So, output will be roll number is 1, marks of 5 subject. This is an output of out function, and percentage is 77 is the output of display function. So, in this way, you are accessing the members of base class from the derived class directly without using object. Now, protected access specifier more to talk about. Protected access specifier is a new specification introduced for base class. A derived class can access the protected members of base class, but no other class or global function can access the protected members of base class. Protected members in the base class actually behaves like a public in derived class, and a protected member in a base class is like private in other classes or global functions. So, for other functions, a protected member of a base class will be private for other classes, but will act as public for its own derived class. So, as we can see, there is a private access, the same program is written. You have class B which is having a data member. Just by we are making the use of data as private in private access and protected. See what changes happen. If I declare a data as private in class B and class D colon public B is accessing the use of data, that is cout data, and again main function is also accessing data function, a data variable which is private, what happens? Private data member of a class B is inaccessible to its child and also to the others, whereas data member of a which is a protected data member of class B is accessible to the child but not to other non-member function. So, that is why when I access the data in the child D, in the class D, which is acting as a child of class B, data is inaccessible to child, that is why it is inaccessible and it will give me an error as my data is private. Whereas cout data in class D is possible, accessible, and no error will come as protected data member is accessible to the child. Now, while accessing the data inside the main function where I am writing b dot data is equal to 5, this will give me an error because inaccessible as data is again private. But b dot data which is protected in class B has become private in class D. So, that is why when I am accessing inaccessible as data is being protected over here. Okay, it cannot be accessed in the main function as it is given that protected data member is access to child but not to other non-member function, and main is a non-member function. So, this is all to the summary that introduction to inheritance we have done, the access mode or specifiers we have seen about the protected specifier, different types of inheritance, and we have implemented a program using single inheritance and understood the scope of public, private and protected access specifier in inheritance. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and do subscribe the channel and like the video. Thank you.